بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. So Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah speaks about a people from the Bani Israel. They came after Musa alayhi salam. Allah says, أَلَمْ تَرَ إِلَى الْمَلَإِ مِنْ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ مِنْ بَعْدِ مُوسَى. They came after the time of Musa alayhi salam, but they were from Bani Israel. They were from the prophet that was sent to them is the prophet Samuel. He was the prophet sent to them. So these people, they faced the challenge of a tyrant. There was a tyrant in their time that was very unjust to them and their people. Took their wealth, killed their children, everything. So these people wanted to fight against this tyrant. So they told the prophet sent to them, we want a leader from amongst us. We want a leader from amongst us. He will rally us. Then we can go fight against this tyrant. This tyrant is Jalut. His name is Jalut. So Allah Azza wa Jal inspired the prophet Samuel and said, say to your people that the man amongst you who will be your king, his name is Talut. His name is Talut. So these people, they refused Talut to be the leader. They refused Talut to be the leader. أَنَّا يَكُونُ لَهُ الْمُلْكُ عَلَيْنَا وَنَحْنُ أَحَقُّ بِالْمُلْكِ مِنْهُ وَلَمْ يُؤْتَ سَعَةً مِنَ الْمَالِ. How can Talut be our leader when he doesn't have much wealth? He doesn't have any status. We have more right. The leader, there's more right that he comes from amongst our people. So Allah tells them, إِنَّ اللَّهَ اصْطَفَاهُ عَلَيْكُمْ وَزَادَهُ بَسْطَةً فِي الْعِلْمِ وَالْحِكْمِ. Allah chose him amongst you. He's the best amongst you in that which Allah has wants, in that which you guys want him to be your leader for, and in knowledge. So Allah raised him with knowledge. The point I want to get is coming to the end. So these people, they rejected Talut. They still rejected Talut. So Allah said, Inna ayata mulki. He said to the Prophet, tell their people that Talut being the rightful king, there's a sign. There's a sign. The Bani Israel, from the time of Musa alayhi salam, they had like a chest, like some drawer, like a chest of drawers, like a chest, a treasure. They would take with them in the battlefield as barakah because it had some relics and other things from the Prophet Musa alayhi salam and Harun alayhi salam. It had the staff of Moses alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, and a few other things. So this chest, the tyrant people, they stole it from these Muslims. They stole it. So Allah said, Allah sent angels to take it from them because they were hit with plagues and a lot of difficulty. So the angels came, they took the chest of drawers and they gave it to Talut. So Allah said to the Prophet, say to these people, go to Talut. If you find this chest there by Talut, then he is the king. So they went to Talut. They found the chest with Talut. So they accepted him. So here goes the army now. There's different opinions of the Mufassirin, how many they were. We'll go with the opinion that there were approximately 80,000 people. They went to fight Jalut. So Allah says, فَلَمَّا فَصَلَ طَالُوتُ بِالْجُنُودِ. This is the point we want to get to. قَالَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ مُبْتَلِيكُمْ بِنَارٍ. They are on their way. It's an extremely hot day. They are on their way. And they come across a river. Some of the Mufassirin say this river is in Jordan. So they come by this river. And here is a test. It's a very simple test, but it actually is going to show who is genuine. Because people can speak, people can have words to show that they are ready for it. But at the time when they need to do action, then many go on the back foot. So they reach this river on this hot day, and the command from the Prophet through Talut through to the people is, you shouldn't drink from this river. You shouldn't drink from this river. And then what happened? So many of the people, فَشَرِبُوا مِنْهُ, many of them drank from it. Allah said, don't drink from the river. That is an azima. That's what you should do. But Allah gave a concession. He said, إِلَّا غُرْفَةً مِّنْ, that you can drink a handful. If you must drink a handful. That's it. فَشَرِبُوا مِنْهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا مِّنْهُ. But many of them drank more than what they were supposed to. So what happened here? Allah says, those who drank more than what they were supposed to, they said, لا طاقة لنا اليوم بجالوت وجنوده. Their energy, their strength, it went down. They said, we don't have energy anymore to go and fight Jalut. And the second thing that happened, their thirst increased. Their drinking aggravated their thirst. As for those who drank a small amount or didn't drink at all, قال الذين يظنون أنهم ملاقو الله كم من فئة قليلة غلبت فئة كثيرة بإذن الله. They said, as for us, we actually have strength. We're ready to take them on. They said, how many times you find small groups, by the will of Allah, they can take down massive groups. So these people, they found unique energy, and their thirst was quenched. Their thirst was quenched. From that little drinking or no drinking, they had no thirst. They eventually went forward and they defeated Jalut. They defeated Jalut. But our lesson from this, look what happened here. This small group of people at the river, it's a hot day. It makes no sense, and it's not fair almost. Why can we not drink from the river? And they drank from the river. Those who drank a small amount, they drank a small amount, or they didn't drink. They didn't drink because that was the command of Allah. They left off what they wanted to do. They left off what their hearts desired to do for Allah. And the result of that, they had the energy to beat the army, to defeat the army, and their thirst was suppressed. The lesson for us, how many of us, we have sins, bad habits, incorrect, slightly incorrect, or completely incorrect business transactions that we do. When are we going to stop and obey what Allah commanded? Leaving off what we want because Allah commanded. In return, getting similar results to those people who are with Talut. Allah says, قل هل يستوي الخبيث والطيب ولو أعجبك كثرة الخبيث قل لا يستوي الخبيث والطيب ولو أعجبك كثرة الخبيث. Allah says that if something that is not approved by Allah, something is not halal, and if we want to take it, let's take it to transactions, a business dealings, that's not halal. You may get a large income from that money, but Allah says that something small that is halal and something large that is haram, they are not equal. They are not equal. The small halal is much better than the large haram. وَلَوْ أَعْجَبَكَ كَثْرَةُ الْخَبِيثِ. Even if the large haram is something that is pleasant to you. So for us, we should make a decision and have thoughts that we're going to use Ramadan as a springboard. Which bad habit, which sin do we have, which incorrect transaction that we are doing, that we're going to leave off for Allah. Starting now, using Ramadan as the base, and then after Ramadan, continuing on. That sin that we have, that bad habit that we have, that thing that does not please Allah, that incorrect relationship that we have, even if it pleases us, that thing is our river. That is our river. Are we going to drink full from it? Or are we going to leave it off? Or a little bit, meaning, some things are not easy to just leave off one time. But get over slowly but surely. Firstly with intention, and then taking steps to leave it off, eventually leaving it off. So that bad habit and that sin, we should look at it like it's our river and attempt to be like that small group of people who overcame what they wanted, even though it made no sense to some, leaving it for Allah, and we heard the result they got. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to forgive us for our shortcomings, and to grant us the ability to do good deeds that grant us His pleasure and Jannah. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.